sometimes, man, you just get to where I can't figure this out. Like help me out. I'm trying to understand, dudes, what the hell is going on? So that's the name of this partnership. You tell me. You tell me. You tell me. You tell me.
Let me tell y'all something. Y'all don't know is that beat dropping. When we be in the background, we can read y'all's comments.
You tell me. Live.
And y'all been going in on your boys.
Live on Mondays. You tell me.
Oh, man, it's Monday night. That can only mean one thing. It's time for You Tell Me.
Yes,
It's
sir.
Duke. It's your man, Uncle Neely. We brought to you again by Game Time on this Monday night. So when you need your tickets to any event, sporting, comedy show, concert, you name it, hard to find tickets, go to Game Time, create you an account, go look up your tickets. You're going to be able to see where your seats are, no hidden fees. And if you use the code BUFFS, you're going to get $20 off that first purchase. Hey, man, shout out to the chat. We was taking care of some business backstage, but we could read y'all's comments. Y'all said everything from Dukes don't know his Wi-Fi password to I'm waiting on my DoorDash. Like, we here, Dukes. We here. Happy Monday night, brother. How have you been?
Man, I'm good, man. Hey, they said Duke's trying to figure out his neighbor Wi-Fi password. Man, you know what's crazy, man? Shout out to my neighbor, man.
Yeah,
man, my neighbor, a Colorado fan. Crazy, would have never thought it. Colorado fan, follow everything. Huge fan of yours, Uncle Neely, man. So,
appreciate that. Shout out to the neighbor.
For sure, man. Yeah, man. But hey, man, it's a beautiful Monday. My son just got the Rising Star Award as a 5th grader. Played on the middle school football team, first year playing. He went out there, and if anybody see me and my kid, man, you know he run hills 3 times a week, push-ups, whatever. But it's paying off. So you know, hey, we on that Colorado program, man. You don't work, you don't eat. So man, shout out to my boy Cam Dukes.
That's all right, man. I love the videos to see y'all doing your training. You pushing them. You don't just have them going up the hills. You have them with the parachute on going up the hill.
I had to teach him how to learn how to run, like really how to run. Like, you know, growing up, nobody ever taught me how to run. I just ran. So when I learned how to run, I was later in my life. So I said, if I can give him what I needed early, and I think that's the most important, my favorite thing about being a father is that he doesn't have to go through some of the things that I went through. So, man, like me being, and that's how we bond, man. I don't know if you saw last week, I got out there, I was backpedaling. I tried to come on my backpedal, I almost broke my kneecap. He laughed at me so hard, man. But those are things that you only get. You got to be present to have those moments. So, man, shout out to Cam, man, and it's fun. What's going on with you?
Man, what's going on, man? You just reminded me of something. I got to hook you up with our people from Father Figure Apparel. They do this line of fatherhood messages, and one of their main messages is be present, not perfect. Stop worrying about being perfect. Stop worrying about being a perfect father and just be a present father. When I see you out there with your son, man, and I did see the video where your knee went out, and I loved how it immediately went to station identification. Like it went to, like you had to cut away. Hey, but I've been doing all good, man. Back in Boulder, got back last night just in time to hop on with Unc and Chico live. Was at the facility today. We had a practice that was pushed back in the morning because everybody was coming in from the break. I go down to the caf to get my breakfast on. The cafeteria completely damn empty, just me in there. And then Coach Pryor and Deion Sanders catch me eating again. And it's like whenever I'm in the kitchen, he in the kitchen. Like we had to go through this whole thing about me not missing no meal. But it's all good to be back, man. The players are here. Coaches are here. Travis was back, had the Heisman Trophy with him at the facility. So all his teammates that could not make it, and all the coaches who were here for the big recruit weekend, or guys like even Neely, who was at home in Mississippi, that couldn't make it. You know, we all got to touch the trophy and hang out with Travis today. So it's business as usual because we got a bowl game coming up in less than 2 weeks now.
Yeah, man. But big time bowl game. You come off the high of the Heisman Trophy Committee doing right, and the majority of the awards committees doing right. You know, let me say this: they did right by giving it to Travis, but Shador should have been there, but he was still there.
So, hey, ho. Don't rob me of my first you tell me, because that's something I'm going to ask you.
Right.
So since you teed it up, if you're ready, I will go ahead and do it now.
Let's go.
The scoop and all your infinite football wisdom.
Okay.
You tell me, how in the hell was the Golden Arm John Unitas Award winner number 8? You had a tight end in front of him. You had Army's quarterback in front of him. You had a running back in front of him. You tell me, how did this brother fall to number 8 in the Heisman voting?
Man, you know what? I think we've said it ad nauseum. We've said it multiple times, but he just got the wrong last name. That's all. Mm-hmm. And you know, if it could have been anything, it could have been Jenkins. It could have been Sanders. It could have it couldn't have been Sanders. It could have been Simmons. It could have been anything but Sanders. And you know, it probably would have went a different way. But the good thing about it is, man, you know, I believe in the last will be first, and I also believe in the fact that the rejected will be respected. So at the end of the day, we'll see in April when it counts again. We'll see, and I'm willing to bet anything he'll hear his name called first. So it's all good, and he took it in stride. And what I really loved about that whole ceremony was how he was there in genuine support. There wasn't an ounce of selfishness in Shador. There wasn't an ounce of jealousy in Shador. He was there to 1,000% support his brother. And ain't it funny how he still got to be there? Because I guarantee you, there weren't nobody else who felt like they got snubbed, quote unquote, who was there. But ain't it just funny how God worked? So, man, and he was clean. Board of Health, pinstripe, the mob. I love it. So, man, shout out to Shador, man. What you think, Unc?
Yeah, I think you're spot on again, man. You know, I love that word ad nauseum because it can be exhausting and nauseating as much as we have to talk about this. But like my grandmama used to say, a lie unchallenged can become the truth. So we're going to always challenge that lie and make sure that don't become the truth. The fact is, this was the nation's best quarterback. The fact is, he should have been on that front row as a finalist as well. But it's like you're saying, Dukes, it's amazing how the Lord works in not even mysterious ways, expected ways, if you believe that he was still there, still front row. And when you look at past Heisman events, who other Heisman winners and nominees have had their teammates there, like to that level to support them? You know, Travis worked with Frontier Airline and flew team and staff out there to be there. Shador still got to be there as a quote unquote surrogate brother, friend, and family member on the front row, and still got his flowers because they are a package deal in their success. And one of those things that they have always said is, man, it ain't about me or him, it's about us. Whatever awards we win, we're winning because of the other people around us. So I can't be the Golden Arm Award without him. He can't be the nation's best receiver without me. And you saw that just come true. And if you could watch that ceremony and not leave knowing how genuine that relationship is and how genuine Travis's relationship is with his mom and dad, with his dad not being able to be there, hard to keep a dry eye during that Heisman ceremony, man.
Man, speaking of the ceremony, you tell me, how was that race even so close for the Heisman? They made sure that we knew how close it was. How was that race even that close? You tell me.
As I have told this audience every Monday night now for 6 weeks, you and I don't discuss the you tell me. We don't text each other. We don't give each other hints. Like, we just have a straight up open conversation, spur of the moment. But I got to tell you, as I was logging on, I said, man, I got to ask him about this race being so damn close. And now you done hit me with it, so we both get to talk about it. I appreciate that. Dog, I'm going to still have to put it in that same category like we're talking about Shador. I think what Travis accomplished was accomplished in such a manner and level that he just could not be denied.
Yeah.
But there was still a segment of the population that would try to block it. And when you add all those votes together, it was going to make the race closer than it should have been. In my mind, because we've never seen this alien unicorn before in college football, let alone at this award ceremony, this really should have been the largest margin of victory in Heisman voting, not one of the closest. Because for what he did in offense, to what he did in defense, for all the other awards to see it and acknowledge it, except the Thorpe who was hating, clearly he's above and beyond the best college player in football. But you have some people who still, as they stiff arm Shadur to 8, still didn't want to give him his flowers with a first place vote, and it became one of the closest races. You tell me, dog.
I think I talked about it. Okay. Shameless plug. So last week on my first time I went live on my channel, I talked about a little bit of micro racism, microaggressions, things that people can do to push the button without pushing the button to let you know where they stand. And I don't pull that card out. But there are some people that it's not about Ashton Jensen and what he did. It's about Coach Prime. It's about Travis Hunter and what they represent. Did you tell the establishment, no, I'm not going to Florida State? Did you tell the establishment, I'm going to do this at Jackson State? Did you tell the establishment when it's time for me to transfer, I'm not going to Georgia, I'm not going to Bama, I'm going to Colorado with Coach Prime? Did you not tell the establishment that I am going to play both ways, even though you say that I shouldn't? So when you tell everybody no, there are going to be people that say, you know what, you can't do that. The same way people said that you can't sit here on the bus. And there are certain people in this world, and I'm not going to say it's all of them, but there are certain people in this world that say anybody but him, regardless of what happened. And it's not about what he did, it's about what he represented. This ain't no knock to Ashton Jensen because, see, you got sometimes Ashton Jensen was super safe for everybody. What he did was amazing. He earned a Dope Walker. He had an amazing season. Any other season but this one, he's the Heisman Trophy winner. But even though Travis did something generational, they would rather give the vote to somebody else because of what Travis represents with his success. Because it's a microcosm of what else we're able to accomplish. So when you can put that thumb on somebody, when you can put that foot on their throat, that was a really micro-aggressive tactic shown by some. I'm not going to say all, but some. So I think that's what made it a little bit closer than what it really should have been.
Absolutely. Well stated and well said. Love the way you frame that narrative because it gets back to this. There are still some aspects of greater America. We're not talking about individuals as much as we're talking about institutions. There are still some aspects of greater America where you're not free.
Come on, man.
You're not free. And how dare you step up to the machine and exercise your freedom that we have taught you that you don't have, and you make conscious decisions that go against everything that we have planned and orchestrated for generations. And so when you choose a Jackson State over Florida State, I sent you and Chico a text of something I said years ago when he chose Jackson State, and the Sabans of the world were trying to indicate because it was money and saying that we gave him $1 million. Here is a black kid following a black man to a black college from a black family, and y'all want to say the only way he'll do that is because we gave $1 million. Jackson State ain't got $1 million to get nobody, man. One no collectives or nothing in. Like, stop playing. That was done out of love and passion and sense of belonging. And the same thing why he went with his coach when his coach came here, and it opened up the doors to be able to be nominated for the Heisman. Shadur wasn't going to get the John Unitas Award from the SWAC. Travis wasn't going to be nominated from the Heisman from the SWAC. Like, it just wasn't going to happen. And look what all happened because of the move. Even when you moved to their institutions, a PWI, which Colorado is, because it won the Blue Bloods, they still were mad. Because he was supposed to leave Jackson State and go to SEC somewhere or go to ACC somewhere. That's what was supposed to happen. But
and
when
play one way.
I'm still going with my man. Coach Prime is my mentor, my father figure in this. I'm going chips all in with him, and look at the payoff. Heisman Trophy winner. Like,
man,
and they mad. Let me say this. They're not only mad, they don't want it to happen again.
Man, let me tell you something. There's a situation I had in the past with me, right? And there are people in the past month that have told me, don't push your chips to the middle with what they got going on. Don't. That's not the way you do it, Dukes. No, see, Dukes, you can go do this, and you can do this, and you can work for this person. And I've constantly been led to work for me and to work for people who want to see me win. Now, reason being, I'm working with positive brothers who are teaching me independence, right? I don't have to do it the traditional way because I'm watching people do it in a way where they can be unapologetic about what they say.
Yeah.
That's not what they want from us. The Pregame Network is a vehicle for independence. It's a vehicle to be unapologetically you. So that's why when I talk to these people and I'm like, well, you know, I got to be able to do it this way. They call me crazy. They call me foolish. But I know the more people that make it like me and you, we're inspiring a 13-year-old, a 12-year-old that's going to be able to grow up and say what he wants to say in the way that he wants to say it because he's not afraid of his future because he's seen independence in his past.
Absolutely.
So absolutely. I think with Travis Hunter, like to your point, and I just want to piggyback on that, the greater fear for those who didn't want to see Travis be successful was that other little 13-year-old boy in Boynton Beach that's coming next that says, I don't have to do it your way. And I think that's important, man. You hit the nail. Hey, you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, one. I know we're still on our first question, but this our show. We do what we want to do. It even ripples to Shador because dig this. And we started off talking about you and your son in our casual opening conversation. You know, one of the biggest knocks on black men in America is this falsehood about fatherhood or the lack thereof. And so even with Shador getting blocked on awards or getting pushed back to number 8, it's still a message out there. Don't follow your damn daddy. Don't follow your damn. Don't be no damn fool. If you want us to recognize you, come do it our way. Bro, with daddy, you want to, you're gonna come in 8. There's still an undercurrent there of anti-freedom of choice. You have to do it the traditional college football way, or we will punish you if you choose to do otherwise. It's there. It's right there in your face.
I think what Coach Prime has been able to do is in so many terms what we're seeing technology become, and that's direct to consumer. He don't need the middleman.
No.
He's pulling up. And they say, oh, well, he ain't going to know. He's reaching out to people, and he's touching them, and he is become – Coach Prime is so tangible that people don't understand how easy it is. So if you guys have a mutual interest, whether it be media, whether it be playing ball, whatever it is, recruiting, you need a job, he's so tangible that he's touching the people that he's created a movement of people that can aspire to be more than what we have been able to see ourselves be in the past. That's the conduit for change. And that's scary to the people who don't like change. To the people who running it, they scared as hell.
That part.
What are you going to do when they realize their value? Oh, no. We've been getting a discount this whole time. What? They know how much. Oh, no. And this ain't just about black, white. This is for anybody who's been undervalued.
Oh, yeah. No, this is certainly not a solely a black message. This is more so a opportunity and capitalism message. Yes. I look at our guys, from Goonsville Clothing, just graduated from CU. Man, do you know what the support that's taking place with these various networks mixed with their product, mixed with their sweat equity? Do you know them brothers can graduate from CU and they ain't got to go work for nobody?
Come on, man.
Go work for themselves, doing their own clothing line. When 20 years ago, you had to go get a job before you could even try entrepreneurship. They can just go with, now let's deal with something. None of this happens without the prime effect.
Come on now.
Because I ain't sitting here wearing Goonsville if Deion Sanders ain't in Colorado. So it's all connected to freedom of choice, stand on your own and rock out, man. It's all connected and it makes certain people uncomfortable. It's the reason some powerful coaches went on, retired, and got on TV because they saw a sweeping change coming, and the change ain't done because what a Willie Simmons is going to do down there at FIU. You got Michael Vick now with choices of which college he's going to go coach at. He's got 2 or 3 offers on the table. The world is changing in the world of college sports, and some people are very uncomfortable with that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That was a good one.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Alex, it's on you.
Man, here's what I got for you, bro.
All right.
The portal is a mofo. The portal giveth, the portal taketh away. Blessed be the name of the portal.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at now, here we are 1 week since it's opened. Probably around, if I round up to the next 500 mark, probably 3,500 in the portal right now. The real numbers being probably about 3,300, but again, rounding up, probably about 3,500 in the portal right now. A lot of people are still hopping in without a plan. I still got to say, man, you tell me what needs to take place for the college athlete to have a better understanding of the portal and what the good, bad, and the ugly of it is. Something we discussed before, but it's a week later and it's still there.
I think there needs to be a mandatory class to jump in the portal. I think that people need to know exactly what the portal entails. I think if you want to get in the portal, you got to spend this 4 hours or 2 hours or however long it is monitored, where people can see if you're really taking it in or not. Where if you want to get in, you got to come to this. Because people are going in uneducated, and that's the problem. The ones that are going in not understanding what the portal really means, what having a market really is, what tampering is, what tampering isn't, like what kind of communication can go on, when can it go on? What are the portal dates? How much time do you have to get in the portal? Can you go back to your school? Those are the things that I think that are important. I think it's an education thing. Because if people were more educated into what the portal really was, the fact that, hey, just because you jumped in, here are the percentages of people who haven't played that get to play, go to a school on the same echelon, of the same echelon as what you are now. So you got 5 or 4 guys who haven't played that weren't 4 and 5 stars that are jumping in the portal when they may have had a home. Where you're jumping in the portal instead of waiting because you want to play now, you're at LSU or you're at Texas and you want to go to the next big school. You want to go to Ohio State. Well, that same school may have moved on even though they recruited you in high school because it's a year later. There's a whole nother crop of guys, young, ready, and hungry for that same position that you think that you're going to get because of your high school exploits. So I think that education is super important. And that's what I do when I say I mentor kids from my neighborhood. There's about 24 guys from where I'm from in the portal. And my thing is, it ain't money, it ain't being your agent. A lot of them got agents. My thing is education. And they're going to call, they're going to say, hey, what you think about this? But you might want to stay where you're at.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's important because in a world where we tell our youth how good they are with a ball in their hands, especially if they're exceptional. If they are good, we say it 10 times more than we probably should. Because people have plans on what you can be and who you'll be one day. But when you boil it down and you keep it real with some of these kids and say, hey, look, man, yes, you're in the top 1% where you're from, but that 1% where you're from is about the top 20% where you're going. So you got to work just as hard, and you got to understand the landscape that you're in. And sometimes people can't see the ocean when they're in a small pond. Because if you don't know it's an ocean out there, all you know is there's a pond. I'm running this pond. When you get in that ocean, then it's, oh, Lord, it's sharks out here. That's a shark, and, that's a whale, and it's a lot out there. So that's how kids are getting stuck in the portal. I think it's a lack of education. Now, before I pass it back to you, I do want to say this. What if they had a 3-day period for schools to contact players in the portal? And if nobody contacts you, you can go back. Something where these guys don't, like, just to protect some of these guys. If you don't find nothing in 3 days, you got to go back to school. But just to sit out here and wait because schools know this is a guy I might be able to take now, but if I don't take him now, let me wait until Ohio State get through playing because I recruited the guy. Let me wait until this Tennessee gets through playing. So there's guys in the portal right now that are waiting on the playoffs to see who else comes out. I had a guy right now in the portal. Boy, he can play too. Good kid from Atlanta. And he ended up getting some visits today. But he had a group of 5 schools tell him that you can't take no visit till after the top of the new year. So what you gonna do? You gonna wait till then?
Yeah.
I had to have a very tough conversation with him and his dad. So, bro, you cannot wait until man, you better go back to where you was at.
Yeah.
If a school is telling you to wait until then, they have no obligation to hold up their end of the bargain. And that portal is a wild place. Man, let me throw it back to you, Uncle Neely. What you think?
Man, I first of all, again, hats off to that commentary. I think it's spot on in a lot of ways. I got to do like you did. I got to chop this tree down from several different angles. One, I think you're right with the education piece. Thomas Jefferson, when he said this, was not talking about me and you and people who look like you, but it still applies when you have an open mind about it, that you cannot have a democracy unless the voters are educated on what they're voting on. And if you change that to portals and the freedom of being in the portal, if you don't know what the hell you're doing, freedom is a dangerous thing. You're free to cross the street, but you got to know to look both damn ways. It's like, and so there's certainly an education piece that is missing from this. Now, everything I'm going to say, let me let the audience know. I'm coming from the best interest of the student athlete. I could give a shit about the institution. The institution is going to be all right. They've been existing since 1850, 1870, 1920. Like, they're going to be fine. I'm coming from what's in the best interest of the young person. So I'm with you. Education. You got to know what freedom you're exercising. I don't care if you got the right to own a gun. You got to learn how to handle the gun. Like, it's any freedom comes with responsibility. So I love that piece. Then I think much like with the NFL, this is what amounts to free agency. There has to be a window where you can communicate with other teams.
Right.
Because I could be with the Cowboys and there's a certain window I can't talk to nobody, but then there's a window where I can see, well, what would Atlanta offer me to leave? And then if I don't like it, I can still stay with the Cowboys. Like, now you have to peruse, get in the portal, and you ain't talk to nobody, And if you have a misunderstanding or delusional self-value, you're hopping in as a used car, because the portal ain't nothing but 3,500 used cars, which is not to be aware by the institution. You're charging more than you're worth because you're trying to recoup some losses. You're upside down in the car note. So I know what I'm gonna do. This car $30,000, but I'm upside down 5, and I need to make 10. So I try to sell it for 45, and the car ain't for 20, and so nobody buys the car. So the problem gets worse. You have that in the portal. You have guys out there wanting. I'm not even taking a meeting with a school if they don't have $1 million, and you probably worth $10 worth of Crystal Burgers. Like, it ain't realistic. And I think that this is a component, and I actually got this part from Coach Prime, who brought players from the FCS football championship level to the FBS football bowl level, that if you are the bigger institution and you rob one of these, I'm using that word loosely, rob one of these institutions of one of their players, they should be compensated. Because they don't have the feeder system you have. See, one thing that's going to happen at that HBCU, SWAC, group of 5 level, with this portal and the way it's structured now, and with NIL and collectives, they're about to be what JUCOs used to be.
Yeah,
they're about to be the farm system.
Yeah,
you're gonna go to Alabama State. Going to play your second year. You're going to put up big numbers, and then Auburn going to call you. Now, Auburn didn't want you 2 years before that out of high school because they only want experience. You're going to get your experience at a lower level school, and this bigger school going to come bag you up, and you're going to leave. Well, it keeps that smaller school from moving forward. That problem is going to become very apparent in the years to come. Like, right now, it's a non-issue, but you just wait about 5 football seasons from now.
Man.
These schools going to sit up, but they're going to watch the Celebration Bowl. They're going to watch the swag play. Like, oh, man, we like him. Go get him. Go throw the bag at him. Because you can't compete with the bag at that level.
Man, that linebacker from South Carolina State, Aaron Smith, I believe. Aaron Smith, man, everybody named Mama went after him last year.
Yeah.
All swag. NFL Sunday player, everybody. I love that kid because one, he represented what an HBCU meant, in my opinion. He did it all. And he stayed down. And if he would have went up, I wouldn't have blamed him at all.
You can't blame him.
Can't blame him. You see it happen all the time. Bayshul Tootin from Virginia Tech. He was at North Carolina A&T. Same thing. And I know his uncle really, really well. You can't blame nobody else for going to get another a bigger opportunity to be seeing more eyeballs. Just period. You can't. But to your point, there should be some compensation. The same way they charge players, the same way they pay teams to come in and play them, they should be able to say, you know what? We're gonna take care of Scout. What you think about this? All right, this a minute you tell me. I'm gonna keep the question, but I'm gonna give you a minute you tell me.
Okay.
Do you think a scholarship is worth it to bring a player up from a smaller level?
You mean worth it?
Adequate is a better word.
Oh no, it's not adequate. No, it's not adequate.
Okay.
Yeah, matter of fact, that's the least you could do. Like this, because here's what we have to understand. It's almost like when rookies have guaranteed deals in pro sports, and then that team that drafted them trains them up, teaches them how to be a pro, and then the next team comes and grabs them when they're a free agent. Well, that team made a significant investment in that person. Right. You know, whether it's equipment, time, money, personnel, I mean, you name it. And so that's my thing about these smaller schools who are going to be, their talent is going to end up getting gobbled up in the portal for bags. It was more than the scholarships that they invested. You know, it was more than that. Like, and I don't know the dollar amount, but I bet you with a calculator and a pen and paper, it could be calculated.
Yeah.
But I would think the scholarship portion of it, that's just the starting place.
Yeah.
You know, just give me that back. Matter of fact, it's like it's unrestricted free agent. It's restricted free agency, and for it to become unrestricted, pay me his scholarship back, and hell, we're driving to you. Like, because we're not trying to hold nobody back from nothing, but we're trying to make this thing not bankrupt us on this side of the equation. So there's a lot of things going to have to be addressed eventually with the portal, man. Very good insight, brother. But, you know, I hope the well over thousands, you know, getting on up to the 2000s, watching on all three channels. Shout out to Deuce the Scoop channel. Shout out to Big Talk Chico channel. Shout out to the Pregame Network channel. We got all three of them humping live at the same time. I hope they're appreciating like the in-depthness of this conversation. Like, this ain't no shallow shit. Like, this is like some heavy lifting and ramifications here, bro.
Man, you know what? And I think it's important because a lot of times, like, we have conversations that we know we can sell. Like, some of that stuff, like, I'm going to share something with y'all, man. Uncle Neely, man, when I went out to Colorado the last time, man, we had a conversation so in-depth with Coach Prime. And he said, man, that ain't for everybody. They train me. I got media training from Uncle Neely. And that was so real to me. Because if they understood the type of game that got laid in front of me, in front of my eyes, that you were used to, I had never been exposed to that type of stuff. The high-level game. Y'all don't know. Uncle Neely is really that guy. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, like, look, I done been around. Go check my resume. You go on my channel, you're gonna see some high-level athletes. Kirby Smart, don't matter. Man, Charles Huff, I know him. These my guys. Listen, if you don't know that Uncle Neely is really one of the guys in this industry, that he really and he plays it so humble that it makes me like kind of just have to be like, man, I got to check myself. Because if a guy like this can really downplay what he does and who he is, then why can't I? And I think that's why you're so blessed, dog. And that's a sidebar. I want to let you know that bit.
I'm not going to, I appreciate those words. I'm not going to run from my flowers. I appreciate you giving them to me. But like I told you when we first started getting down, it was like, I want to do what was done for me, which is open the door. And I want to open it even just a little bit wider and let people know where the barriers are. Let people know where the pitfalls are. Let people know where the traps are. You know, I already sprung the trap. You go around it. Like we good. Right. And you know, and the only thing somebody owed me is do what was done for you.
Right.
Like, because we can get this thing to a space, you know, where linear television is already dying.
Mm-hmm.
That's why all the networks are going to streaming themselves, you know. Right. And you can control your content, your message. And man, Coach Prime, you know, I was telling some of the guys at DNVR, we had a real in-depth conversation today. I said, look, if my form of chastisement is having to sit in Deion Sanders' office one-on-one with him for 30 minutes on the Monday morning for him to school me on how network TV work, man, punish me every day. like that's throwing Bro Rabbit in the Briar Patch. Like that ain't no uncomfortable meeting for me. Like I'm soaking up game like a pamper. Like I want to hear all this because you're learning from his experiences, right? And you're learning from things that he had to go through to dodge, and now you ain't got to go through them to dodge. Whether it's, you know, contract negotiation, whether it's, you know, controlling the narrative with the media, whether it's getting your message out and sharing that message with other folks, because this is one where with me and you just instantly click.
Yeah, so
man, you see these folks on these talk shows, and you think that they are experts because that's what you see. And the truth is, man, they just had a friend that was a coach that was giving them information.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, when a black coach does that for us, they try to say, "Oh man, you just carrying his water. He told you to say that." But man, when Saban called Feinbaum is an insider. It's like, wait, hold up now. Let me slow walk the people through that again. If Deion Sanders would have called Duke to school and give him a heads up on the new coach he about to hire, well, Duke, he just told you to say that he's using you. If Nick Saban called Feinbaum and did that, man, I love Feinbaum. He an insider. He get all the stuff first.
Man, it happened.
Nothing but relationships. It's not expertise. It's not that you went to some school and learned this stuff. You got a relationship that somebody else didn't have, and you parlayed that to be on ESPN. And now we have those relationships. And even though ESPN will use our content or have us on from time to time, the bigger thing is having your own thing.
Come on, man. Listen.
The way you want to put it out.
I've never been more motivated than when I went on Feinbaum and said, on Halloween, I went on Feinbaum with this on. He said, nice costume. I mean, nice shirt.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I was on ESPN.
Clowns wear costumes.
Come on, dog. That wasn't lost on me. I'm on ESPN. But I did it for a reason. Because that was the same day that all that other stuff happened. And I said, if I'm ever on the PN, I'm gonna be unapologetically me. Now I know how to do it. Because that was my first time on Feinbaum. That's why they invited me back.
Yep.
Because every time I went on Feinbaum, killed it. Every time.
Dunk.
Yeah, slam dunk. Alley-oop to myself.
And I'm talking about this might be a little too old for some of the folks in the chat, but I'm talking about one of them Sean Kemp dunks.
Yeah, man.
I'm talking about like, no, I'm putting you in there.
They never knew that I was gonna speak the way that I spoke because I know how to play that game. Mm-hmm. But I'll say this. You are so right. Because I've had so many people, I mean agents and all type of people that come to me and say, well, you sure you want to do that? You sure you want to go over there? Because what? Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? Yeah. And I had to knock down that fear. And I want to thank you and Chico, dog. Chico has been so instrumental in helping me navigate this space.
Shout out to Big Dog in the background.
Man, shout out to Big Dog Chico. He's been so instrumental in helping me understand my own value. Helping me understand that we can do this. Helping me understand that, dog, if you want to go fast, go alone.
Yeah.
If you want to go far, go with your folks.
Yeah.
And man, and the way this tribe really just brought me in, man, I can't say enough. But let me ask you this, because I get to preach about that all night.
Oh man, hey, you know what? We ain't got no time limit. Like this, like we on this. Yeah, we ain't got no time limit. Well, man, somebody gonna pull the plug on us? Like this ours. Talk all night.
Our show. We got whatever we want.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Okay, let me ask you this. One position, you got the golden ticket. If you can go pull one position, the best player at any position in the country, you got the golden ticket on transfer portal. What do you bring in for this Colorado team next year?
You got me doing like Lil Wayne. All right, now walk with me.
Okay.
Because I got to, like I told the folks, you and I don't share this stuff ahead. Like when you watch them other networks, they know the answers to their question because they had a team meeting that morning and everybody got prepped. This is my first time hearing this, so I got to walk through this. So now I got to make this apples to apples. I have a quarterback. I got my quarterback. I got Juju. Okay. So I don't have to go that route. If y'all been watching the scroll at the bottom, I got my D lineman now.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't have to go that route. I don't mean no offense to nobody out there, y'all, but I'm just talking about volume. Running backs are a dime a dozen, linebackers are a dime a dozen. I can find that. I think with the loss of Travis at receiver, the loss of Travis at corner, the loss of LaJonte at receiver, the loss of Jimmy Horn at receiver, I'm going to either use that golden ticket for the best receiver or best DB.
Ooh, I like that.
And then I would have to sit down with myself and just talk to which one to see which one really fits. But I think that's where I need to do some shoring up. I like the D line that's coming back. And again, I'm doing this apples to apples, not imaginary Colorado. I'm doing this real Colorado. Right. I like our line that's coming back and what we have coming. I like the D line that we have coming back and what we added to it. I like our quarterback. I have Micah. I got Isaiah's running backs. I can add running backs. I can add linebackers. So I'm gonna have to go to that back. I'm gonna have to go with me a stretch receiver or a corner that can really shut down one side of the field.
I like that. I like that a lot because, like you said, I mean, like you stated it so eloquently, like, you know, you really walked us through it. And I love people's thought processes, man. So like growing up, I was diagnosed ADHD, right? And I had a doctor tell me she took a pencil and she scribbled it. And she said, and I said, what's that? She said, that's how your brain works. I said, okay. But I'm so into understanding how people get from point A to point B that I love that answer. So thank you. I'm going to go with, I want the best strong side defensive lineman in the portal. Reason being, I like what we have on the defensive line. And I say it we because I can. I like what's there. But in my experience, when you can send people when you can send waves, right? And you have this one guy. See, in Auburn's national championship season 2010, Cam Newton is who all the talk was about. But the guy who made that engine go on the other side of the ball was Nick Fairley. You can't name another person on that defense right now. I mean, you probably could, but
No. I got exactly what you're saying. No, you're right. Fairley. That was it.
Yeah, Fairley. So when you bring in a guy like that, and I'm saying, even though he was a D tackle, give me that strong side DN because I like what you can bring in at the edge. I like when you can go 3-4. I like when you can go 3. When you can go 3-2-5. When you can go 3-3-5. Excuse me, 4-2-5. But I want that strong side guy who can set the edge and bend, has enough lower bend to get to the quarterback. I think that would kind of take, because at the end of the day, let's say you can't score points. Let's say Juju, God forbid, and I'm not saying this will happen. Let's say he has a learning curve.
Yeah.
You play defense next year, and that's why I love your pick at cornerback. Because it don't matter. You can allow him to go through his growing pains next year.
If you can stop it.
If that defense bites. Yep. If that defense bites. Yep. So
we're on the same logic train, just two different cars or two different seats because the ability to keep them from scoring is what you're going to have with the learning curve quarterback. And as proficient, efficient, and brilliant as Juju is, I don't care what you were in high school, such as what Shadul was in high school. Y'all, let me remind y'all about something. And this ain't no knock. This is just historical fact. Y'all realize Shador Sanders' first collegiate game, we beat FAMU 7-6? Dog, college is different from high school. I don't care how badass you are in high school.
Right.
College is different. I don't care how badass you are in college. NFL is different from college. There is a curve.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once you get past that curve, and some people get past it quicker than others, like Shedeur did, by week 3, he became the Shedeur Sanders his freshman year that you see now. But he had to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he had to figure it out. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's why I'm going on the defense side of the ball, because with all of college football now being quarterback leagues versus running back leagues, the ability to get pressure on the quarterback, which is what you're talking about, and or stop the run, the ability to take away, a big play or eliminate one half of his options, you're gonna be in some football games, even if you win by a field goal with a minute left.
Right.
You're just mathematically gonna be in the game because you have stopped them. Hell, it's 0-0.
Yeah.
But if you mess around and it's 21-0 their favor, you don't have what it takes to manufacture 21 points like that to catch up.
Right.
You're
Right.
gonna be down.
Right.
I saw somebody make a comment about wrist press. You tell me. And let me make the audience clear. I just talked to Riz right before we went on the air. Good friend of mine, good guy. I hate to see him go, but so happy for him. You tell me about the coaching staff at Colorado, the support staff at Colorado. Some other folks' phone gonna ring? You tell me.
Man, you know what? Hey, you set me up. You set me up, set me up. You set me up. I'm telling y'all what this. Okay, cool. I'm gonna say yeah. And reason being, there are some people already in the pipeline that. So what people don't realize about Coach Prime, and I'm gonna say, Uncle Neely, stop me if I go too far.
Okay.
So in one of those meetings that I'm not gonna. I'm gonna say this. I know for a fact that Coach Prime and his staff have identified up and coming people that they don't know where they could fit, but they like how they handle their business.
That's true.
And there is a backlog of people that they have identified in different spaces. Some in HBCU, some in Group of 5, some in Power 5.
Some in the NFL. That's true.
Some in the NFL. I know this to be true.
Yeah.
And yeah, did I do good?
You did. You did great. That wasn't even politically correct or soft shoeing. That was just facts without naming names, if I could put it to you that way.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
and I believe that as I said before, with me and Chico, or you and I in the previous weeks, when you are successful, people won't prove a success. And one thing that this support staff has proven under Coach Prime, and even his coaching staff, all the way down to GAs, have proven they know how to coach.
Yeah.
Like it's something that y'all have heard Dukes to Scoop say time and time again. It's called proof of concept. The concept has been proven that these guys know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
And so when you're looking for somebody that's proven, because like I always say, the best indicator of future performance is past performance. You have a staff here in Colorado now with 2 years under his belt, 4 years for some that were at Jackson State. You have no better proof than concept of what a guy can do than what you saw those two teams do. And so if you're looking to turn something around, whether that is recruiting, support staff, assistant coaching, position coaches, GAs, it's here. So I'm with you. I think the phone is going to ring. And one thing I do know about Deion Sanders, a.k.a. Coach Prime, he ain't mad at nobody for growing. Like, he doesn't want you to be with him forever. Like, he wants you to start your own, branch from the tree and go do your own stuff and grow and be bigger than you are now. Like, he applauds that kind of thing. And so same thing me and Chico talked about last night. Should the Florida State rumors have been true, and now they are true. I talked to Riz. He's in Tallahassee now. Dog, that's home.
It's home.
Like how many people in America, how many black folks, let's keep it real, in America, are going to turn down a pay raise to go home?
At the crib.
And you got a son now. You got a school-age son. They can be back closer to extended family and friends. Who gonna turn me down? Hey, Rich just text me because he wanted the link to the show. I'm gonna take this, man. I just talking about you. That's all right though. Yeah, man. So I think he's gonna do great things there. I ain't mad at all. Wish him the absolute best, man. Hope one day that the matchup occurs and Colorado gets to play Florida State.
Yeah. Now one thing about it, with Coach Riz, man, he like his background is so extensive. So I've been knowing about Coach before I met him, and I think we crossed paths in Colorado, and we just thought there was. You ever see the Spider-Man thing where they like one like this and the other one like they're looking at each other?
Yeah.
Just like because we have some overlapping kids that we mentored. They 7-on-7 team out of Tallahassee was popping years ago, and they used to be in Atlanta. They used to like even back like he was always involved. So being able to meet him here, it just goes to speak to the cultivating ground, the fertile soil that Colorado is. Like right now, like this is where you come to grow. And I think with my family, and I talk to my family about this, Auntie Tiny. What's up, Aunt Tiny? When I talk to Aunt Tiny and I talk to my folks and my cousin Dre and all them, we talk about creating fertile soil. Because it's one thing, see, the old goal used to be get rich and give everybody some money. I'm gonna get rich and everybody gonna eat. No. We wanna cultivate fertile soil so people can plant themselves and grow bigger than anything. And then go create more fertile soil. And I think that's what you see in Colorado. So man, shout out to Coach Riz, aka Coach Too Blessed, my man. Make sure y'all follow him. A great guy. All right,
absolute great guy, man. I just sent him the link, and I told him, man, you might want to rewind a couple seconds because we were literally just talking. Literally, excuse me, y'all. You literally just talking about him.
He gonna live a long time.
Yeah, that's what the old folks say.
Yeah,
like me sitting here doing live with you, and we doing a segment on him, and then he texts like, he's just great dude, man. Like I told him earlier in our phone conversation, he's one of those guys. I only got to work with him, a calendar year or so, but I know that we're going to have a lifelong relationship because we just click, like we get it. Having worked in HBCU spaces, having been in states, they got Power 5 and got an HBCU. Now, like I told him, I said, man, I really thought it was going to be, going to FIU with Simmons because when I heard Simmons got that job, but this Florida State, for him to literally be back in Tallahassee where he played high school ball, where he worked so long, he's going to really do some great things at Florida State, helping them recruit Florida in those high schools. And man, one thing don't sleep on, a lot of people just give him a lot of credit for the high school recruiting, but because he's so effective at staying in touch with kids that he doesn't get, that when they start getting portal ready, like they call it Rizzo because they know him. They know him from he was genuine with them when nobody else was fucking with him. Like they was with him. So it's all good, man.
All right.
It's all good.
I got one for you.
Send it to me. Do it. I bet you ain't got nothing.
Man, watch this. If you had to pick, now nobody knows this team like you, outside of Travis Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to go get a player on this team and put them on another scholarship sport, I don't care what it is, who do you think could be a dual sport athlete on this current team?
Hood.
Woo!
Hood. Yeah. I mean, what I see athletically from him could very well translate to basketball or track and field.
Yeah.
Or baseball for that matter. So I will go with him first. I'll go with him first and only be done. Now give me Hood.
Man, listen, let me tell you how crazy that is.
Like I like Harge, but my mind always flips to basketball. I don't know how successful he would be in basketball. That speed certainly translates to track. But I'm gonna go with Hood. Let me stop second guessing myself. I'm going with Hood. I'm done.
All right, I'm gonna give you one. Now, first of all,
let me say this, dude. You did say currently, but I'm skipping the Jimmy Horns and the Westers. Like I'm looking at next year's team, even though you did say currently.
Right. Yeah, and I said that wrong. That's what I meant. Next year's team. That's what I meant. Yeah. You was right. Yeah, we be here.
All right, yeah. It's clear that Jimmy Horn got the speed to do anything he wants in the world, including any damn thing.
Man,
he can go work for FedEx and he'll beat the plane there. Like he can do whatever he want to do.
I heard Jimmy Horn was in line to be the next Black Panther.
He can do it.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you something about what you just said. So coming out of high school, Colton Hood was a 3-star on most of the sites because in the springs he was playing baseball. It's so crazy that you said that.
And I didn't know that. I didn't know he played baseball.
Colton Hood, one of his things was he wanted to play 2 sports. That's what he wanted to do. Like, Colton Hood is so good at baseball, and I know him and Coach Prime had a conversation because when he told me he was going to Colorado, he talked to him about it. And even though he's so good, his hand-eye coordination, he wasn't just a home run hitter. Now, he'll slap that thing. Yeah. But when you talk about an old-school contact hitter, you're not getting it past him. You can't throw him no BS. I know he hit over 400 his senior year. Colton Hood is a very, very, very good baseball player. It was so crazy you said that. That was my ace in the hole. Like we playing spades.
Yeah.
Man, I had that black and white joker. You came with that color joker.
Yeah. I was trying to pull all your spades out and pull them out early.
I had to put it in my back pocket.
I just look, man. You talking about baseball? I gotta be like an old umpire. I just call it like I see him. I see the way the guy moves, the jumping ability, the muscle twitch, the change of direction. Like I see things in him that translates. You can say a lot. You can say similar things about Draylon. So not knocking him, I can see that transferring to other sports as well. But if you make me just pick one to go do something else and do it at just a high level, like if we at the gym and everybody on the team now, I'm gonna pick Colton Hood on my team. Like man, just like he just looked like a threat.
Man, man, look, you know it's funny. His uncle Roger Hood, man. So we used to have like when we was at Auburn, we had what they call student activity center. We call it an ACT, right? When I tell you his uncle Roger, who played in the league 8 years for the Eagles and the Cardinals, I believe, he used to train Patrick Peterson.
Okay.
Man, Rod had that ball on a yo-yo. You hear me? He had that thing on a string, man. Like, and he would come from football practice. Now, his uncle was a preferred walk-on at Auburn. So he wasn't even a scholarship guy. But he would get through going out there, locking down some of the best receivers in the SEC at the time, or some of them, and come back and then hoop with us. And when I tell you, man, it wasn't nothing nobody could do with him. They are all multi-talented. So, man, you call them hoods out. All right, I'm going to say my guy.
Give it
Michael
to me.
Welch.
Okay.
And I would say I would love to see Michael Welch wrestle. Not pro wrestling.
No, you talking about Greco-Roman collegiate wrestling.
Greco-Roman wrestling.
Yeah. But let me say this. I'm gonna let you finish your point because I can't wait to hear it. I'm also could see Michael Welch looking like a Kirby Puckett and playing some baseball. Ooh. You know how ridiculous his strike zone would be at that height and where you got to put that ball
with that force.
Yes,
with that torque.
Go right ahead, sir. I love Michael Welch on that.
Man, I think Michael Welch, his center of gravity, his ability to control leverage, his ability to sink lower than the next guy. I think all of those things play into him because he's so compact that at his weight class, wrestling wise, he would be going against taller guys, and you can't move him. He is like I said this about RJ Harvey when I saw him at Big 12 Media Days. I said, man, RJ Harvey built like the thing from UCF, the thing from the Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
rocked up strong.
Yeah,
that's how he was. I feel the same way about Michael Welch. And
I know like me in the morning, hard for no reason. Ain't nothing to do with this thing, just for no reason.
Hey man, woo!
Ain't nobody here but me.
Man, Auntie Tiny watching, man. Chill out, man.
Oh my,
Auntie Tiny. Hey, Aunt Tiny. No, Aunt Tiny. Nope. No, Aunt Tiny. No. But serious business though. Nah, man. I like him. I feel like he would be a great wrestler.
Hey, we got super chat right there. Got super chat. Big T's, you want to know? $10 super chat. Appreciate that. You go Joker Deuce, or you go Joker Ace.
Yeah, I go whatever. However we playing. Ace high, Joker, deuce, Joker, deuce, deuce. No, it don't matter. Line them up.
I could go either way too, but I prefer Joker, ace.
Oh, y'all want more space? That's fine. You want less space? That's fine. It don't matter. If y'all want to, don't give me no space. I'm gonna figure it out. I ain't throwing no hands in.
He gonna win spades without a spade.
Come on with it.
I got another super chat, $5 coming in from Lando _B56. Who's the dark horse for 2025 season currently? I guess that he's talking about performance. Like, who do we expect? Who's the unexpected overachiever for next year?
Not even on the roster, man. Give me Quinn Gibson. Not even on the roster. I just think it's something about this kid, man. He has a fierceness about him, and I've been saying this before I saw him put my guy on his back the other day when he was blocking him. Number one player in the country, Decory Moore. No disrespect to Decory, but it's film. But seeing a guy that size go up against the number one receiver in the country and literally like, hey, bro, have a seat here. If you try to get up, you're going back here.
Love it.
This kid has, and we always talk about having that dog in you. I'm telling you, he's going to be a dog. He's probably going to be a leader as well, but that team takes on his persona. There is no way that team should have beat Duncanville.
Yeah, I like that. When you look at the highlights of that game, and Grimes was on with us a couple of weeks ago. He called as well. When you look at the highlights of that game, man, he was the highlights. Like he did the damn thing. So I'm going to go different because you already picked it, even though I'm in agreement. Give me, like, it's easy. I talked to Omarion Miller today, man. He walking fine. He should be cleared. He's already jogging. Going to be clear for some other stuff soon. But I'm not going to name him as dark horse because we know what O can do. We've seen it. I'm going to go Cam Michael or an unnamed running back. And here's why I think an unnamed running back. I think if Juju comes in as a true freshman and plays, the run game is going to be important to him. So I expect us to have some dynamic running there. But I like Cam, and people really didn't get to see it. I think they're going to be surprised.
Man, when you talk about people mad, people in the SEC were so mad about this boy going to Colorado. See, I had no idea I was coming out here at the time.
Yeah.
I remember what the schools were saying. Like, the way I tap in ain't just like them folks didn't hire me just because, like, you know, they like my sunglasses. Yeah. They know I know. And when I tell you these guys were upset, like, why is he going out there? They don't know what to do with him. Ooh, all of that stuff. Georgia wanted him. Auburn wanted him. Bama wanted him. Florida wanted him. Tennessee wanted him. That guy was not, like, literally, when you go look at his film, half on the safety, half on the receiver. He's a guy that could play both ways. Now, the way he plays, how physical he is on defense, I'm not sure if he could take that pounding all day long on both sides. And I said, I
had to give you a pause in there, but go ahead.
Pause. You're right. I'm not sure if he can take that. Never mind. Pause. Leave it to Aunt to keep me young.
Hey, I wish you're making a beautiful point, but you said you're not sure the man could take that pounding all day long. I just had like, hey, yo, man, like, hold on, like, let's slow down, dudes. Slow down. Hey, Reese said, hey, yo, see, Reese, you with me? I'm like, hold on. You were making a beautiful point, but I was like, I don't know if he can take that pounding all day long either. Like, and I don't want to know. But please, sir, go right ahead and continue with your point.
My bad. Hey, man, sometimes, look, this is the fun part, though, right? Because, man, we really be kicking it, man.
Yeah. And just be a conversation in front of a live studio audience like good times. Like, we just,
man.
No script.
Man, listen. But, yeah, man, you know what? That's question. We somebody come with a super chat so we can talk about it, man.
Yeah, if y'all got a question in there, put it on the screen, whether it's a super chat or not. Of course, we always appreciate the super chats. It helps funds the operation. But if y'all got a question for us, if If you have a you tell me, we're gonna damn sure tell it. And we're gonna take the left. We ain't going to Pound Town on that one. We just going.
Yeah. Pound.
They still on the Pound Town, man.
That man said if you got to pause more time twice, you enjoy. Hey man, chill out, bro. Chill out now.
Oh, man, the chat gives me life, man. Like the foolishness and the intelligence of the chat at the same time is a perfect damn thunderstorm. Like how is this educated and this damn ignorant at the same time?
Man, what you talk? All right, I got one. I keep it's been blowing up the chat all night. How big is Jaheim Otis signing with Colorado?
I'm gonna tell you why it's huge. It's not just who he is and what he brings to the table in that 3 years of experience. We just got to keep it filthy, nasty. We got to keep it a thou wow. We just got to keep it is what it is. The brother coming from Alabama. And Alabama name still ringing these streets. I know Saban gone. I know they had some issues. But if he'd been there 3 years, he was there when Saban was there. And so he's coming from an organization that operates like a professional organization, which is how a Coach Prime organization operates. So it's one thing to have a guy that can play. It's another thing to have a guy that can play and knows the expectations and professionalism that goes along with it. And it's another thing to have a guy who can play, has professional expectations, and is a winner. One of the things Coach Prime did when he got to Colorado, dig this, Dukes, and I ain't talking about coaches, staff. I'm talking about, I don't care if you were on the custodial staff. I don't care if you're in the kitchen. He got rid of all losers. We got to get the losing mentality out the building. Like if you've been here 20 years and all you've done is lose, you can't help us. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. I'm not hating on you. I wish you the best in your endeavors. But this is me paraphrasing Deion Sanders. We can't have a perennial losing mindset around us. For a guy to be not only number one in what he does and coming from that quote unquote blue blood program to this program that they said was a clown show, a circus, a joke. They didn't know how to do nothing to coach. And you go from 1-11 to 4-8 to 9-3 in the bowl game. It's huge to land the guy and land him from Alabama. I think it's big.
Man, listen. With Jaheim Otis, so people don't realize that. So Jaheim Otis didn't play a lot this year. He got in the portal. He was one of the first people to get in the portal early that took that shirt and got in the portal. After the 4 games, he saw it wasn't going his way. Boom. How do you got all these highlights that we watch? So this is my thing. Jaheim Otis was good enough for Nick Saban, but couldn't figure it out in this offense. This defense. Look at him, dog. Man, yeah, listen, I'm telling you, he was good enough.
That ain't Photoshop. That's a real human being arm right there.
Come on, man. He was good enough for Nick Saban. The man had 26 tackles at a D tackle. He could play the 0, he could play the 3, he could play 5 technique, play whatever you want him to play. Play some offensive line early. In his career, plays like when he was in high school, played some O-line. Jaheim Otis can do whatever you want him to do. Trust me. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's gonna get ugly. This was a big one. This was a huge one.
Yeah.
Shout out to telling you. This one was huge. Like and not just figuratively. I mean, really. Like, we're talking about a guy who's on the Senior Bowl watch list this year, who everybody thought what they call was above the line. When you get in scouting circles and you get in NFL circles, when you talk about the Senior Bowl, now this teach tape for guys who want to know what they're talking about. I got you on this one. When it comes to the Senior Bowl, they got what you call above the line guys.
Yeah. The
line that said that guys who are going to get an invite versus the bottom, right? He was a T1 invite. All he had to do was go out and play. He would have got an invite to the Senior Bowl based on the projections of how his sophomore year went. Whatever happened in this year, it didn't work. He has pedigree. I'm telling you, this guy is about to terrorize the Big 12. All he has to do is be himself. if he comes and buys into the program and it's him, I think, man, the sky's the limit, man. This guy's a monster, dog.
Dukes, you built that fire to a roaring inferno, but I still want to pull a little gas on it because it's three things we didn't mention, as we frame their narrative about this commitment to Coach Prime. D-Lou, Warren Sapp, Vincent Dancy. When they get a hold of him, when they get to coaching him up, when they get to instructing him and showing him how to do it, you're talking about a Hall of Famer and a first-round pick. You're talking about a guy who was a former head coach and who's also going to be a defensive coordinator one day, pouring in to this monster. And shout out to Boog. I guess I can announce it right now, Big Dog Chico. We're doing a special episode of Uncle Chico tomorrow, and Boog is going to be on live with us. So you see him right there, first guy from left to right. Y'all know him from helping manage Travis Hunter. So we're going to have a live show with Boog, tomorrow night. Relationships matter, dog. Ability matters. Coaching matters. And names matter in these streets. And the name Alabama still ring out. And he ain't coming from Georgia Tech. He ain't coming from UNC. He ain't coming from Syracuse. He coming from Alabama.
Mm-hmm. Nah, you're right, man. I'm telling you, man, early in the year, he was put on my radar. I had a player I mentored from around my way. He told me, he was like, hey, man, this dude, and he liked that. He liked that. That's what he's telling me. He liked that. So I started watching him. I hit him. I was like, bro, why he playing? I said, man, and we talked about why. Those are like this is part of my Uncle Neely training where I'm going to skip over that.
Yeah.
But I'll say this. He's going to be an asset to Colorado, and I think he's going to be a big asset. And no pun intended.
Yeah. I agree with you. Chico, we had one super chat before that one about Farrakhan. It was about NIL and Travis, I think. $5 super chat. We appreciate that. Lawrence RBE with the 5. Neely, what is going on with CU alumni? How is it Travis, who I commend and salute, is paying the NIL for some players? Congrats on this Heisman. There's nothing wrong with the fun base here to CU alumni. That's just Travis being Trav. Like he wanted his teammates, those who were able to come to the Heisman ceremony. He got with Frontier and the airlines and made it happen. And as far as helping guys out with their other NILs, he told you he wouldn't win this award without his team. And if helping them with that means money, from his side, he ain't shy about doing it. So it's not that there is a deficiency on one side of the equation. There's an extra efficiency on the Travis Hunter side of it. Proficiency. Like he is just a good damn dude, man. Period. Yeah. All right, Chico, we had another super chat after that one. I think that was one about the receiver. Yep. Perry, P-R-E, I don't know, P-Ray, forgive me. Farrakhan is going to be great for us. I think Gibson will transfer due to him taking that visit after committing. Farrakhan is the one. You're talking about the receiver out of Houston. Very talented guy. This receiver room, Coach Jason Phillips is inheriting more talent. No one coaches more fair and harder, than Jason Phillips does. Like he really gets the best out of managing the personalities in that room. Because I don't know if y'all know this. Receivers got personalities. Like they want to be managed and handled differently, and everybody thinks that they're supposed to have the ball. And so to have a position coach who played the position, get this. I talked to Jay Field about this today, Dukes, and I told him I want to do a sit down with him. Jason Phillips, the wide receiver coach here, when he was at the University of Houston, All-American, led the nation in receivings 2 yards in a row, and his quarterback went on to win the Heisman, Andre Ware, and now he coached Travis Hunter, who won the Heisman Trophy. So he has played with and coached a Heisman Trophy winner. My man. Oh, knocking shit down, but I love it.
Like what? Oh, I was on mute. My bad.
Oh no, you good. You good. You good. Chico, we had any other supers pop up? Don't want to miss them. We appreciate the super chats from everybody. We have been rocking on You Tell Me. hour and 15 into this thing, brought to you by Game Time. Y'all know the deal, man. Download the Game Time app. When you create that account and find some tickets you're trying to go to, you put in that code BUFFS, we knocking $20 off that thing. You're gonna be able to see tickets. Ain't no hidden fees. You're gonna know everything before you click purchase. Then it's gonna be minus $20. Game Time.
Game Time.
Absolutely.
I got my $20, man. Sure.
Yeah. You know, I got to work with Game Time. I love them. We appreciate this partnership. And I was like, dog, y'all can't give us 21 off. Like, I mean, we're prime. Man. Can we give $1 more off? I will say this. Shout out to Game Time. They told us last year the most used code in the history of their promotions was the BUFFS code. So y'all keep rocking with them. Y'all, they help us pay the bills.
Man, I love it, man. I love it, man. That's hard. I definitely I used it, man. And when I bought them tickets for Cam, like his little tail just ran up out of here. But man, even though he wasn't grateful at the time, that $20 helped. I needed all.
Yeah, man, you gotta have all of that. 20 is a mofo.
Need that.
Yeah, that 20 is a hot dog when you get there.
Man, listen, that you know what? But you know what's crazy about the Benz? Man, 20, you can eat everything you want to on Dub and
yeah, I love the stadium prices there. Shout out to Arthur Blanks for that, man.
Yeah,
food, cheapest stadium food in professional sports. All right, one more, another super chat just popped up. Make sure that one to repeat. Yeah, the same man whose name I probably saying wrong, P. Ray. As long as Draylon, a huge part of the offense going forward, I'm good. Hey man, love it. Swiss Army knife, got to get him involved. Big Teasy with another $5. That is what I'm talking about. He didn't shun good. He working, live. He did this night. The return of little man. All right, man. Respect Block Fatherhood, man. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Came in, dapped his dad up on the show. It ain't about being perfect, about being present.
Yeah, man. Look, hey, let me tell you something. Like Cam don't like being on screen. But I told him tonight, I said, hey, bro, if I'm recording, like, we got to do that every day. Every day, I got to holler at my boy. Like, Cam with me, got to be there. For sure.
Yeah.
Every day.
Love it. Love it. Vickers. I don't. You got some Dukes?
I ain't got nothing on it. Marty, hit us back. Let us know.
I love this show. Y'all call a spade and call out the BS. We sure do. And we know how to play spades too.
Man, listen.
Someone just asked about any other veteran QBs in the mix. Had a nice visit with one today. A nice visit with a veteran QB in the building today. Meeting with everybody. So look for an announcement. Look for an announcement.
Mm-hmm.
Nice veteran QB. Nice veteran QB. Nice. I'm gonna say it again. Nice veteran QB.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Hey,
dudes, we can't get out of here without me asking you about something. It ain't even no you tell me. This is two dudes at the barbershop.
Yeah.
Saw you pulled out of Draco and had some shots over at Whitlock. What up?
Man. You know what?
The street sweeper.
Man, you know what?
Shots fired.
Man, you know what? Man, I say this. Man, Whitlock is somebody who I get it, right? I get what he does, and I'm being serious. Like, I get what he does. I understand it. It's how he makes his money. But one thing about me is, like, there are certain things that sometimes people attack people who won't respond because they know it's not good for them. Like, Coach Prime don't respond to Whitlock because he knows what Whitlock is and what he does.
Yeah.
But I can. And I know he saw it. And I know people saw it. And I'm glad. Because why would you continuously attack black people, dog? Like, come on now. Like, the reasoning he had behind saying I will always oppose Coach Prime was so flawed. And so I went to school to be a lawyer. Like, my degree from Auburn is political science with a pre-law. That's what I am. Pre-law certification, got all of that. I was going to law school, and I learned. If I ain't learned nothing else, I learned how to argue even more than I learned how to argue in College Park, Georgia. If I can't find nothing else, I can find a flawed argument. For him to say that he opposed Coach Prime because of him inviting rappers onto the sideline because rap is evil, and to single out whether rap is right or wrong, I'm not even getting into that. We talk about that another day. For him to single out Coach Prime as if rap music came with him, that's a personal shot that you're hiding behind the guise of Christianity, his Christianity, to take a shot at Coach Prime. And I just had to call it out. And there's a lot more. Because as I started to go back and I started to watch the show, and I watched it just to see. Because my interest was piqued because of how can you look like me and talk like that? I don't know how to say it no simple.
Yeah, hey man, I'm with you. The chat is with you. You know, because I know who he is and what he's about. I'm between you and Prime. I don't do the Prime totally ignoring him, but I totally don't give a damn about him. And because I know what he's up to. I will say this. It reminds me of the beginning of the famous Bone Thugs and Harmony song. We're not against rap. We're not against rappers. But we are against those thugs. Like he just somebody just said, Sir Kid, shout out to Sir Kid. Sir Kid just said Woodlock is a 50-year-old virgin.
That's crazy.
Dog, the chat. I love the chat, man.
Man, the chat crazy.
Miller, envy and zero integrity. It's like the dude understands that the space on the right side of the aisle, and I don't mean right as in right versus left, I mean right versus correct, right versus wrong, is too crowded for him. You know, he doesn't have the access to explore that lane and to grow in that lane. So he has to take the counter position because he can always find somebody out there with hate and malice. And tell me about it when Deion Sanders hurt your feelings because he told you that you weren't good enough. Like he has to play that game because that's his only space of clicks and growth.
Man, listen. That man come on that show. He gonna put a D in Colorado every time. Extra, no pause. He gonna put an extra D in Colorado. He gonna say Colorado every time. Colorado. Look,
yeah,
I got you.
I haven't reached the point, and I don't know if Reverend the Real Dude is on Sunday nights in here tonight. You got to pray for me. I haven't reached the point yet where I pray for my enemies. I just ignore them. But that dude need praying for, man. I do get busted in the mouth, one or the other. But I try not to pay him the time of day. I watched what you had to say. You know, you dissected it perfectly. You were dealing in fact and not emotion. And if there was any emotion in it, it's just that, hey, man, at the end of the day, it's one thing if you can't help somebody black, but why are you going out your way to hurt them?
Why you going out your way to hurt them?
Yeah, out your way. Not on your way. Now, if I'm on my way somewhere and I got to step on somebody's foot, that could happen. But I'm not finna turn around 3 or 4 corners, get out the car, get an Uber, and then, all right, Chico. I didn't mean that kind of bust in his mouth. Like I see, y'all chat. Come on now, Chico. You supposed to be producing. You hit me with a pause, or you're the background producer. I look. It's easy for me to ignore it. I thought you eloquently broke it down and handled that. I know he saw it. And he has no response. That's my man, Reverend Nelson. Prayer don't work for everybody. If only work if you know the Lord. See, that's why I wasn't wasting my prayer. Rev, I knew you was gonna come with the facts to help me out. But that man don't know the Lord, so they don't need me praying for him. See, I knew Rev had my back.
Man, you know what? Like, and this last thing I'm gonna say on it, because man, I feel bad a little bit. And the reason I feel bad is because when I look at myself in the morning, not because of how I look, my facial features, anything, but I see my hue and I see what I know what it represents. My dad is 82 years old. His daddy had him when he was 49 years old. My granddaddy was my granddaddy, not my great-granddaddy. My granddaddy was born in 1895, Boulder County, Georgia. So I know what comes with it in the South. You feel me?
Yeah.
And if I get to my great-granddaddy and I get to my great-greats, my lineage is going to connect to that time that people don't want to talk about faster than a lot of people my age. And my daddy reminds me every day because he knew what it was to come up.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So that's not lost on me what my hue means. And for people to just disregard what happened previously to the times that are now, I have a problem with it. And for somebody who has a problem with everything, I think it's fair for somebody to have a problem with him. And
absolutely.
I got a problem. Like, and I don't even try to joke on him. How he, like, I don't joke on none of that other stuff. Like Stephen A. Smith went at him in a way he was like, well, he talking crazy to him. I ain't facts. Like you said, it ain't emotional. It's facts. How can you talk about rap? And whether, I don't care if I support Trump or not, but how can you talk about Deion Sanders bringing rappers to the sideline, right? But you can't, but you love Trump, and Trump was pardoning the same rapper who, when he got out, went to the sideline, Kodak Black.
Yeah. Lil Wayne.
Make it make sense.
It don't make sense. One thing I tell people in my circle of influence is like, you can't rationalize irrational behavior. We got a show called You Tell Me, but I can't make something make sense that don't make sense. Like, because it is just clearly that there are some issues there. There are literally, in my opinion, even some mental health issues. There's some self-loathing there. There's some, I wish I could be the father Deion Sanders is, or I wish I had the father that Deion Sanders is. Like, there is some deep buried issues that brother has for him to respond the way he responds. And so, Rev just taught me don't waste no prayers on him because he don't know God. So, we'll just see, dog. I know what we're going to do on this end. We're going to keep on trucking and keep on doing what we do.
Yeah.
Because clearly, You Tell Me on Monday nights is doing the damn thing. So,
man, look, I'm so happy to be here, man. Like, man, like even my baby came in here, man, just to be able to hug him on screen, man. Like that you feel me? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Could have never did that anywhere else, man. But I hope somebody else saw that and saw like, hey, man, like, dog, when me and my dog locked in, we locked in, bro. Don't matter. Yeah. Like, don't matter.
Man, work on your relationships, restore your relationships with your family going into 2025. Because like my man O'Shea Jackson, Ice Cube said in Dead Homies, you never know when it's going to be your family on the front row. And in my last thing about Whitlock, I do you another Ice Cube shout out. Do what I do, Dukes. About once every 2 weeks, I'm going to always press play on Ice Cube, Be True to the Game, just as a reminder.
Man, finna pull it up right now.
Be true to the game. Yeah. It has been You Tell Me. We done rock with y'all for almost 90 minutes, man. We appreciate the well into the thousands watching live. We appreciate everybody. Appreciate that P. Holland $5 super chat. Hit that thumbs up on Chico Uncle Duke's channel. That's just what I was about to say. We working hard for the people, streaming live on 3 networks because we spiders that they work together can tie up a line, Dukes.
Yeah.
We just got to get the web together. This web is strong if we do it together. So make sure you support all 3 networks, all 3 channels. Duke the Scoop got his thing going. He got some live content now that's going to be on the regular. Of course, you can catch him here with me on Monday nights and then on Fridays with his breakdown segment that is also be above and beyond Colorado's next game. So don't think the breakdown means just the next game. That's a 52-week series this brother got cooking. And then, we got Sunday nights with Uncle Chico. Got a special episode of Uncle Chico tomorrow with Boog Jonas. Man, we appreciate the love, appreciate the support, man, because we couldn't do this without this chat room full of people going back and forth with us, making us laugh, making us think, challenging our comments as well. We appreciate the chat. Dukes, as always, brother, you take us out of here.
Man, listen, I'll tell you this. My dad always say, I mentioned him, I got to say it again. I'm going to give y'all some real game tonight before we get up out of here. You could give $1 million man $1 He'll take that dollar into $1 million. You can take a $1 man and give him $1 million, and he'll take that $1 million into $1. Your habits control who you are. If you want to fix your finances, be the person that you want to be.
Man, I ain't finna add none of that shit.
Yeah.
Man, you tell me. I love you tell me. Doing the damn thing. Got Chico in the background producer. Shout out to Big Dog Chico as we get on out of here. Don't forget to check in on all 3 channels. Hit the notification bell on all 3 channels, man, because all 3 channels dropping stuff. Make sure you subscribe, and you're going to know when something about to drop. We is out of here.
Yeah. Sometimes, man, you just get to where I can't figure this out. Like help me out. I'm trying to understand, dude, what the hell is going on? So that's the name of this partnership. You tell me. 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 Live on Mondays. You tell me. Live on Mondays. You tell me. Live on Mondays. You tell me.